President, my people are under siege.
I will place economic stability and confidence.
To condemn this act and call for the immediate release of this minister in the temple of God.
Access to our money will put in the bank. POS operator, she said $3,000 is 1,000 to collect 3,000 naira. Where are we heading to?
I've always said there are two sets of people on earth, the oppressors and the oppressed. And in between are the cowards and the hypocrites. Which are you?
No matter how tough the challenge, how high the obstacles, we always overcome.
What Nigerians need now is not about the Tonte. Who can come and salvage us from where we are?
Representing people. Mr. President, my people are under siege.
I will place economic stability and confidence.
To condemn this act and call for the immediate release of this minister in the temple of God.
Access to our money will put in the bank. POS operator, she said $3,000 is 1,000 to collect 3,000 naira. Where are we heading to?
I've always said there are two sets of people on earth, the oppressors and the oppressed. And in between are the cowards and the hypocrites. Which are you?
No matter how tough the challenge, how high the obstacles, we always overcome.
What Nigerians need now is not about the Tonte. Who can come and salvage us from where we are?
Representing people. Mr. President, my people are under siege.
I will place economic stability and confidence.
To condemn this act and call for the immediate release of this minister in the temple of God.
Access to our money will put in the bank.
Good morning and welcome to Open Conversation on Atlantic Television Network. Open Conversation is the network's flagship political platform through which trending political news, events and stories are discussed with stakeholders. Through these conversations, ATN uses political talks about specific issues, party system and actor to explore hope and engender positive impacts to the society. Today on Open Conversation, we'll look at this story. First, Rivers State. Protesters furious, Sean Fubara's pure water money. And then on to Edo State, PDP, APC at loggerheads over chaos plots. And Jigawa State, hoodlums set PTP Secretariat on fire. On nationwide protest, Southeast States shun protest, IPOB reacts. Still on nationwide protest, Amnesty International slams Akpabio overstatement. Still on nationwide protest, we'll look at the 15-point demands of protesters. We are open for adverse placements, bookings and commercials. You can connect with us on all our ATN socials, Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television, Insta, TikTok, Atlantic TV Net 1, and on Twitter, Atlantic TV Net. Watch us live on our website, www.atlanticnetwork.tv. We'll go on a short break. When we come back, we'll delve right into the show. Do not go away.
Representing people. Mr. President, my people are under siege.
I will place economic stability and confidence.
To condemn this act and call for the immediate release of this minister in the temple of God.
Access to our money will put in the bank. POS operator, she said $3,000 is 1,000 to collect 3,000 naira. Where are we heading to?
I've always said there are sets of people on earth, the oppressors and the oppressed. And in between are the cowards and the hypocrites. Which are you?
No matter how tough the challenge, how high the obstacles, we always overcome.
What Nigerians need now is not about the Tonte. Who can come and salvage us from where we are?
From the line ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring pop news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the house round up. Stay focused on the fact today. Only on ATN.
People into the country illegally. That is amazing.
Honorables,
you human trafficker. You are a human.
So no agreement with the EU, but
representing people. Mr. President, my people are under siege.
I will place economic stability and confidence.
To condemn this act and call for the immediate release of this minister in the Temple of God.
Give us access to our money we put in the bank. POS operator, she said $3,000 is 1,000 to collect.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. Joining me on Open Conversation this morning is Nze Nze. Nze Nze is a political analyst. Good morning, Nze, and welcome to Open Conversation.
Good morning, and thank you for inviting me.
All right, and on to the story. Governor Similaye Fubara of Rivers State faced intense backlash from end-ban governance protests at the Port Harcourt Government House on Thursday, following his offering of pure water money to them. His offer of money for pure water and a plea for the end bad governance in Nigeria demonstrators to return home fueled their anger. While addressing the protesters in front of Government House, Fubara said, I thank you for being peaceful. I thank you for coming. I feel your pain. I want to assure you that I will deliver your message to the president. Here in Rivers State, we will do everything to make life better. But all we need from you is to support the federal government. We know there is hunger, but just be patient with the government. I will give you a small thing for you to drink pure water. At this point, the youths who were listening busted with a chorus saying, no, no, saying, we don't need your money. Keep your money. We want good governance in Nigeria. Tinubu must go. Efforts by the governor to pacify them and to explain what he meant fell on deaf ears as they continued to talk back with annoyance. Nze, what is your reaction to this story?
First, my reaction is this.
Okay, you're applauding the governor.
To the hero.
Oh, he's a hero.
Yeah.
All right. What are your
reasons? For the first time.
Oh.
In fact, in the entire protest saga, we could see a governor who came out defenseless, standing in the midst of the people and talking to them. Okay. It means he has won the heart of the people. The people are not protesting against Fubara. People are not protesting against his government, but people are protesting against Nigerian federal government and his policies. Now look at it. He made some striking statements. First, he said, I am one of you. He mixed himself in the crowd. So to me, Governor Similaye Fubara is part of the protest. And why should he join us to protest? Because somehow his people in Opobo must have been feeling hungry. The way we are feeling hungry here.
How is he part of the protest?
He's part of the protest because number one, he said, I am like you, I'm one of you. Two, thank you for coming. Please, I will give you something. When
he did not say in this statement, let me put him again. Okay. I thank you for being peaceful.
All right.
I thank you for coming.
Okay.
I feel your pain.
I feel what you feel.
That is different from I am one of you.
Yes, if he's feeling what we're feeling, it means that he is like us.
You can describe what he said, but don't put a statement.
Okay, if I should withdraw that I'm one of you.
He didn't say
he said I feel your pain. So if he feels our pain and you see him not even showing fear or something like that, trying to keep himself away, like some people shut their doors against the protesters, but he came openly to show you that in his heart he feared nobody, because they say clear conscience fear no accusation. He came openly, joined the people, or stood very close to the people and addressed them, not with microphone as in keeping himself far away, but very close, speaking to them verbally. And he told them, thank you for coming. I feel your pain. I will convey your message to the president, and that will give you something. Using the word pure water actually was his choice of speech. It was purely his choice of speech. Okay. But what he simply means is that I'm giving you a support to keep yourself at least viable, wide moving. Get some strength. You can't be, yes, we are hungry, we know, but there is an extent to which the hunger will strike you. You can't move anymore. So for you to continue to protest, I'll give you something to keep yourself on.
Okay.
So using pure water there, which several people are criticizing him, which to me
not
anyway.
Several people. From the story, the protesters
shouted no.
The protesters reacted in
yes,
anger and did not take the money.
They reacted negatively based on the way the thing came. And to me, I commend the protesters for not collecting, but I commend the governor for offering.
Offering money.
Yes. It is true that he should have
offering money.
He should have offered them food. He should have offered them a drink.
You have an understanding of Greek gift, correct?
Yes.
You know what a Greek gift means?
Yes.
And in your in your opinion, you do not think offering the money was not a Greek gift?
No.
Okay.
My reasons.
Yes.
How many are the protesters? How much will you give them that will go around? Who actually is the leader of the protest? It is unknown. You saw people come and you want to offer money. To who? Who and who will share the money? So he
how
only
much is the governor going to
and
offer?
how much is he going to offer? It is quite unknown. But he said, I will give you small thing.
To buy pure water.
Yes, to buy pure water. And pure water is the least thing anybody can afford today in Nigeria.
All right, let's trickle down to, you said one, that the governor is the hero of the people.
He's the hero of the people. I commend him.
You also said he's the hero of the masses, and he's part of the protesters by that singular
and should be awarded for this singular act.
Should be awarded. All right, let's periscope on that a bit, shall we? Now, if the governor, according to you, is the hero of the people, he's part of the protesters, he's feeling the pain of the people, the question would be, what exactly has the governor done in Rivers State to assuage the economic crisis, the hunger crisis in Rivers State?
Good.
You recall that 5 billion naira was shared by the federal government across the governors in the 36 states. And up until date, there have been calls and questions as to what the state governors have done with the 5 billion naira palliative money given to each of them respectively. River State governor is not removed from that call. You also recall, perhaps you do not know, that one of the civil society organizations actually instituted a litigation against the 36 governors, asking them to give an account of the 5 billion naira palliative. What has the governor done with that money, considering that there is hunger in the land? Now, when you look at it in comparative analysis, actually using that money in a manner that River State people can, it is visible to the blind and audible to the deaf, what 5 billion naira has been done to help assuage the hunger and the pain that Rivers people are feeling. As against money for pure water, which is more realistic and which is more heroic, if I may ask?
If I may start with you, I will say first and foremost, I'm against the gift of the 5 billion naira.
The 5 billion, it's not a gift.
Palliative.
Given by the federal government.
Yes, it's a gift to cushion the effect of hunger.
All right.
Whereas dealing with hunger is something everybody know can be done proactively and objectively. If you want to deal with hunger, remove return fuel subsidy. If you want to deal with hunger, encourage agriculture. If you want to deal with hunger, remove some of the bottleneck policies you put here and there, which the protesters are arguing. Now, but you felt that if you give them small peanut, just like a grain of corn, you are throwing to a bird you want to kill, using it to drag it to yourself. Why won't you leave a whole head of corn for the bird to eat full? But you are throwing one grain at a time, and the birds are rejoicing over your peanut. So I believe that the man who is giving the gift, the 5 billion naira, is a trickster.
But let's look
now,
at the
coming to the governors who received this money.
Particularly Rivers State, because this conversation is on Rivers State.
We are dealing with Rivers State Governor Sims Fubara.
Yes.
Receiving 5 billion naira and making it go round so that it can reach me, because to me, I don't know if you have collected. Maybe as a media practitioner they might have given you, but for me they have not given me as a pastor.
You're making an accusation.
No. I say I don't know. I say I don't know. So don't. I say I don't know. So I wouldn't know.
Why am I asking about the money?
You are free to ask. But the question is if we will come to the realistic,
have you seen anybody or heard of anybody who has
who collected?
Who has received the
money?
am
not close to seeing.
All right. So what do you
The truth is that the 5 billion naira palliative that was given, how he spent it, I am not here to defend him because I don't know.
Did you feel the impact of the 5 billion
Not at all. Not at all.
Then now that still boils down to what you have said when you applauded him as the hero of the people and one of the people and feeling the pain of the people. Now I asked for a governor who has received 5 billion naira. And the people not even feeling the impact, like you have said. You have not felt the impact.
Not at
Let's
all.
just assume that the money was shared. You did not receive. And I have not heard of anybody that received.
If it had been shared.
And so
if
far,
it had been shared.
That is if. That's a very big if. And then, so far, the government has not come out to tell Rivers people this is what the money has been put into. Let's just assume, okay, that there is need to quell the hunger crisis.
Okay.
It is not clear, it has not been said anywhere that the governor has pushed this into agriculture. And this is the company, bond factory or company or production. That this exactly has revived. Nothing of such nature. And then that is on one hand. And then let's say the governor comes out doing protest against hunger. Let's be clear, this is a hunger protest. Doing protest against hunger. tells the people, let me give you something small for the money, for pure water. Is the problem, the issue, pure water money?
The issue is not pure water.
Now, if the governor is giving them something small, now, let's say, in comparison to the 5 billion naira, maybe it might be microscopically infinitesimal.
Yeah.
Is that not ripping the people off? Is it not time?
Now,
hold on. Is it not time that Rivers people, as well as Nigerians across 36 states, begin to ask their government? Everybody is focusing on the president, as it were. The question is, at the level of the states, at the level of our representatives in the parliament, what are they doing with the constituency project money? What are they doing with internally generated revenue at the local and at the state level? What are the governors doing with the monies in the increased FAC allocation as well being given to them? So while everybody is focusing on the man at the helm of their affairs, you move to government house, and in all the chants, we don't want your money, nobody asks the governor, how about the 5 billion naira palliative? Doesn't that go to show how ignorant even the protesters are about what trickles down to them?
I will not believe that the protesters are ignorant.
All right, but if you say the governor is the hero of the people, make it make sense to me.
All right.
Not of the people.
Good.
And instead offering them a pittance.
Good. One,
for pure water.
I am not here to defend the governor, but I'm here to defend my people.
All right.
Because I'm one of them.
Okay. You're hungry as well.
I'm hungry.
Okay.
And you are hungry. And even all the crew here are hungry. But look at it. Let's take it from this angle.
All right.
Because when we are trying to pick on somebody based on a statement he made, we should not conclude on it. One, as I said that I'm not here to defend.
Picking on somebody or picking out the issues.
I say picking on somebody, not really issues now. But I'm saying picking on somebody based on a statement he made. Part of the statement he made. But let us come from this angle. Before appearing in your studio, I had said that if I have my way to advise the governor, I'll tell him, make Rivers State a heaven. You have all it takes. How? This government has money. The Rivers State government has money. Please, see how you can subsidize some of the things that come. Do you know that Ikwere Gari sells for at about 18,000 to 20,000. At a point, Ikwere Gari sells for 27,500, which I bought.
The same with Ogoni Gari?
Yes, the same with Ogoni Gari. Now, these are people from your state. Okay, can't you send people to those rural areas, subsidize those food, and bring them to the people? Yes, subsidize the food, pay some of the money, encourage them to go to farm. See how you deal with security issues, challenges in the rural areas. Drive away the Fulani men that are killing people in the farm. Drive people away from farm. Go to a chair, people can't go to farm. Go to some of the rural areas, people can't go to farm because of Fulani men.
Not Fulani men, headsmen.
Headsmen anyway. Yes. Because I've not seen any Ikwere man rearing cows, as in taking cows to the bush. Okay. They're my own, but I don't see them doing that. But whichever way, in this state, I'm sure that in the past administration, there was anti-grazing law that was passed. Is that law not functioning? That question will come when we begin to deal with the issue of security men and their operations. Now, but in this case, how have you empowered the people to do farm? How have you ensured that there is security in the rural areas? If these things are done, you see that they now produce and bring. The guy from Enugu that feeds River State, they used to consider it inferior to Ikwere Gari and Ogoni Gari. Today, Enugu Gari and Ikwere Gari are the same. You come to somebody, say Ikwere Gari, you come and buy it and you make it, you see that it's still the Enugu Gari. I commend the Enugu people, my people that is feeding River State. And they shouldn't make us angry, so we don't withdraw our Gari. If we withdraw our Gari, people will go hungry here more. So, Governor, see how you go and thank Enugu State Governor and his people. Now, in order to put this 5 billion naira to work, we don't expect you to share it.
How are you sure the 5 billion naira is available?
If it is available to him, I wouldn't know. If it is not, but you said that it was given to the governors, and the River State Governor is not separated from it. So the 5 billion naira, put it into work. especially agro-oriented this thing. Put it there and let it generate food for the people.
Do people need money for pure water, or do people need governance?
When he called it pure water, remember I told you that it was just his choice of word.
Is that not a political statement? Taking advantage.
No, I don't see him taking advantage of the people.
Taking advantage of the protests, having thousands of Rivers people, you know, in one place. Taking advantage of that to curry favor from them by offering them money, which backfired, by the way. Don't you think it's a political...
You know, there were two statements of his that people reacted against. Number one was the pure water stuff. Number two was to go home.
Yes.
People reacted.
To go home and support the government. Support the federal government.
Now, that was where I pulled his political statement from. Go home and support federal government. How? Which federal government? Federal government that people are coming to protest against their policies.
But you say he's the hero of the protest.
Yes, he's a hero of the protest. Look, he is a man who is trying to save himself. He won't come to tell...
Is he a hero of the protest by trying to save himself?
Even the protesters are also in one way or the other saving themselves. Yes. Even the protesters, because...
Probably the governor saving himself will actually be the governor doing the right thing. That will be not by actually governing the right thing.
Yes.
So that Rivers people can feel the effect of governance.
And
applaud him accordingly. Because take it or leave it, time is ticking.
Yes.
And this is a time bomb. This is a time bomb and a wake-up call for governors across Nigeria, including the federal government. This is a time bomb. And this is the fact that the masses, even though they were hungry, rejected money.
Yes.
That's not the typical Nigerian character.
Yes.
That should tell the people, the powers that be, that whatever masquerade is beating the music have changed.
Yes, the beating has changed.
Of course.
And dancing steps must change.
Of course.
And those who are beating the drum should know that the dancing steps have changed, so they had to change the beating. And even the fluter had to change his whatever tune he's using. Now, the governor has done well to me, and the people have also done well by rejecting his offer. Now, telling the people to go home, the people say, no, you didn't tell us to come out, so you have no right to tell us to go home. But in this way, I commend the protesters, I commend the governor.
All right. People's Democratic Party Campaign Council for Edo State governorship election yesterday alleged that All Progressive Congress has perfected plans with some unscrupulous members of the police to harass, intimidate, and persecute PDP members in order to cause chaos in Edo State. Director General of the Aswe Ogie Campaign Organization, Honorable Matthew Idorikayawen, who made the allegation while addressing journalists in Benin City, alleged that July 18 violence, which claimed the life of a police officer, was perpetrated by known thugs of the APC who are yet to be arrested by the police. Matthew further said the APC recently tried to hoodwink the Office of the Deputy Inspector General of Police by orchestrating a petition against the chairman of ESA Northeast, Honorable Kelly Lenedanabo, of allegedly brandishing pop-action guns, among other allegations. Reacting to the PDP allegations, the Edo State chapter of the APC, in a statement by its Director of Publicity, Orobosa Omojo, said PDP actions so far is an attempt to harass the police and block investigation of the violent crimes they have visited on the state and people. Said, in a Senate claim, the PDP government in our state would have disbanded the Edo State Security Network, having been established that they are responsible for the death of Police Inspector Unu Ako, the security aide that was attached to distinguished Senator Monde Okpeblo, who was murdered in cold blood by Obaseki's court-infested private security outfits, ESSN. Rather than show remorse, the PDP has gone ahead to responsibly drag names of innocent people into their illicit lies. On the shameful incident that trailed the campaign of the PDP in Uromi, which led to the arrest of an aide to Honorable Kelly, there is a Northeast there's a Northeast Local Government Council chairman. They said Ed was arrested by locals with assorted guns, to which he confessed that they were given to him by Honorable Kevin. Nze, APC and PDP in Edo State have refused to sheath their sword ahead of the elections. What is your reaction to this story, and how do you see these elections playing out? Do you think elections in Edo State will be non-violent at this rate?
You know, the beginning of a thing, to an extent, might give a clue to how the ending will be. First, I condole with the family of the deceased policeman. And sometimes I begin to wonder, are these police people not really rational in their thinking? That anybody that comes to call you, you will jump out and put your head, and tomorrow you die and your family begin to suffer. You don't use your head to do this policeman work.
If a policeman is assigned to a beat,
then he draws his...
You
can resign. At that point,
if
you drop your gun, drop your first number.
It doesn't that boil down to the reason for the protest? If he resigns, where is the job?
Then you can go to farm.
Is the farm safe?
Depending on the village you are coming from.
That's the question.
Like my place, our farm is safe.
In River State, are the farms safe?
No.
In Benue State, is it safe?
But police supposed to make it safe. Police supposed to make it safe. But just like from what we have read.
You recall in Delta State, 19 police officers were sent to handle header farmers clash in the fall, died.
Yes.
The question is, how did the headers get information that 19 police officers were coming to intervene?
Stay from within.
Now, hold on. The 19 officers that died, how did the Nigerian government mourn them?
Good.
Are they not mere chronologicals?
Good.
These are the questions. Now, the question is, if a security operative who has signed to put his life on the line, protecting lives and properties of the country, beat by his superiors, and he refuses to go, won't it cost him his job? You said he should resign, and I've asked.
Now I'm coming. There is a way we look at this. In fact, I condone with the family. Number one, coming to the reality on ground.
Edo State.
You see that I blame the masses.
In Edo State?
In Edo State.
How so?
Who are feeling, if I may use the word, permit me to use the word, please. Permit me to use the word.
Well, as long as it's not very offensive. It's not offensive.
It may be offensive, but not very offensive, because they are using it on us.
Can you not be offensive, please?
Yeah, permit me to use it this way. The unscrupulous politicians, unscrupulous politicians who are gathering the people. You can imagine what we are seeing here. A local government chairman buying arms, giving arms to his aides. To give to who? The masses. To do what? To shoot fellow masses. The politicians are not appearing in themselves to carry the gun or to even do the fight with fellow politicians. They use the masses against the masses. Today it is boiling. This is how it boils to the country. That people came out, did all they do. At the end of the day, the power of judiciary in their corrupt manner gave their verdict. The electoral umpire in their corrupt manner gave their verdict. Now the presidency came up, and the president said, I know you didn't vote for me, but I'm your president. And such word, people are keeping it by the side.
Is there anything wrong with that statement?
Yes, everything is wrong. I didn't vote for you and you are leading me. Then where do you come from?
When he says, I know you didn't vote for me,
yes,
that doesn't mean the entirety of Nigeria
didn't
vote for him.
No. I believe you understand it from this angle. Yes, you as a journalist, you do your work. I know you. Who is the you? In this context, the you is a compound word.
Now, you're saying that that statement indicted the president.
Indicted the president, indicted INEC, indicted the judiciary. Yes, but nobody is taking it out. And I bet you, when they must have left power, people will bring this matter up. Yes.
Okay.
You didn't vote for me, but I'm your, which means you entered, whether you jump from heaven or you enter from backyard. And today you are there bringing everything up against the people. Now look at it in Edo State. The people you elected, once they get up there, they'll draw a line. It is now we and them. But now that they are looking for the power, it is we. All the PDP people now are in one place. All both the politicians, the elites, the masses, the market women, they're in one group. All the APC people in one group. All of them are the same now. But once election is over, if APC forms government, all the people in government will become we, and the masses will become they. Now look at it. The PDP is accusing the APC of using police against PDP. Remember, PDP is the majority, is the ruling party in Edo State. Why you having access to police more than the PDP? Is it not what is happening in River State?
If you recall, let me give a little clarity or background to this story. Now, if you recall, David Shaibu, who was the deputy governor, was impeached and later reinstated by the court. So he's currently the deputy governor of. It was fell out with his with the government, right? And then that's all that led to his impeachment and all that. Now affected to APC officially, and he said he's going to support his homeboys, and his homeboy in this case is Obeblo. There is a reason why they said Ighodalo wasn't his homeboy. That's for another day. So now, when he won in appeal court, he was coming back into Edo State with Obeblo on a convoy, and then at Airport Junction he was attacked. He and Obeblo. That was how the police officer died. Now, PDP came out to accuse APC of orchestrating the attack against its own candidate. Make it make sense to me. How can the APC orchestrate an attack against its own candidate, Obeblo? Now, the deputy governor, Shuaibu, was very instrumental to installing Obaseki as the governor. You recall, Shuaibu was Oshomole's boy, and he had a lot of political clout and following in Edo State. Now, pulling out from the PDP and reconciling with Oshomole and joining forces with Oshomole and Obeblo, to a large extent, you would say would be a threat. So why would they, let's look at the motive. Want to kill Shabu, and Obeblo is his own Guba candidate, whom the president has come out to say that he will stand behind him like the wall of Gibraltar. I'm quoting the president. He said he will stand behind Edo APC in this Guba election like a wall of Gibraltar. So now by that statement, federal might will come to play. PDP, on the other hand, can boast of power of incumbency. But when you look at it critically, even Dan Obi, who was the VP South-South, Vice Chairman South-South, has been suspended, and he was a member of PDP, right? And now he's working against them, and as well as other people that have other weights in PDP. PDP's house right now is balkanized. So the question would be, everything is going in the favor of the APC. From all analysis, but you still cannot underestimate the power of incumbency he has. Not also forgetting that Obaseki has fallen out with the Oba of Benin. I mean, Edo State is very interesting. Now, when you pull all these things together, PDP coming out to does it make sense? Then APC is coming out to accuse Obaseki and Edo State government of using his private security network, ESSN, to launch that attack. Good. Can you judge the motive behind these two things? Not politics, because you also may not take away the fact that probably some disgruntled members in APC may also, cash in on this crisis to do anything. Not even disgruntled members. See, to an extent, you didn't introduce me as a security expert.
And there is no need
You're
for
political
that.
analyst.
Yes, we just go by political analyst. There are several things about me that we're not talked about, which is okay by me. But look at it. When you are solving political arithmetic, a lot of things, it is possible. I'm not saying that APC did so, but it is possible for the APC to orchestrate attack
What would be the
in order to give PDP a bad name.
Okay. And sway sympathy to them.
Yes, yes. It is very, very possible. Yes, in war or in crisis situation, such things do happen. But I pity the man who has become a scapegoat. The poor man. Because I believe that the policemen, in fact, all the rank, they are poor people.
What makes you think that these police officers do not lobby to be aids to these people?
He could have lobbied, but he wouldn't know that he is working with vampires. What do I call the vampires? People who suck blood. Because to them, that somebody dies is nothing. Okay, who has police arrested since this killing?
That's the big question.
Yes, to tell you that the thing is coming from within.
They are still bandying words.
Yeah. Now, look at it from this angle. APC and the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, who is the head of APC in Nigeria, is saying that he will stand behind the APC governorship candidate like a rock of Gibraltar.
Wall of
Gibraltar. By making that statement, he has simply told judiciary back him, police back him, army back him, because he's the commander-in-chief
of the armed forces.
And anywhere the commander faces, everyone faces there. But is he supposed to be so? Is police APC police? Is army APC army? Is judiciary APC judiciary? If the answer is no, please, police should desist from this menace, from this embarrassment they are causing them. In fact, to me, Agbetoku is a failure. The IG of police is in fact a total failure to me, because he has taken sides, he is biased, he's not working for the interests of Nigerians, he's working for the interests of his paymasters. To a large extent, when you see what he's doing.
Who appoints the IGP?
Is he not the president and the police commission?
So is the IGP independent? Where does he derive his power?
He derives his power from the president.
The constitution.
You say constitution, I say president.
All right.
I'm not a lawyer, and that's why I am very careful.
Who appoints the IGP?
It is the president that appoints the IGP.
Okay, you have your answer. So on to the next story.
So now, the man, if he's look at me, if you appoint me today to a position where I have the public trust, and tomorrow you tell me to do something that is contrary to the well-being of the people whose trust I believe I have, I will say no.
All right.
And that is how I want Nigerians to think. I was in a vehicle, because of the way things are going, some of us are careful about driving because they know you by your vehicle. But you see me, I enter today, you hardly recognize me because I look like Yoruba man. Yes, we disguise ourselves because you don't know who is who. The truth is this: if a man in authority appoints you to hold a position of trust and you come there, please defend the people. I was telling people in the bus this morning, I said, let this protest that has bound us together keep binding us together. Because in Nigeria, you see that you are driving and somebody enters your lane wrongly, you complain, he will curse you, abuse you, even be ready to stab you with a bottle.
Right.
Why are we fighting against ourselves? But you see that this morning the Minister of FCT calls us they, and they themselves, we. The IGP, they, and we, and all that. But when we come to that, you see that if the people can unite themselves and begin to love themselves as one and move together as a people, fine, Nigeria will be better.
All right.
You support me, I support you.
All right.
If the people who are vying for political office, as it's happening in Edo State, they come out, the question people should be asking politicians, so, who are you? Where are you coming from? What do you have in store for us?
All right.
If you don't have anything, why should we join you? Why should we support you? That you're answering a big name doesn't make sense to me. Nobody can become somebody if he has something to offer.
Okay.
And until Nigerian gets it to that point, our political system will be balkanized just as they are doing now.
All right. Residents of Nigeria's southeast on Thursday shunned the nationwide protest. Against economic hardship and insecurity. The protest, which began on Thursday, is billed to last until 10 August. ATN reports that the protest failed to hold across Enugu, Anambra, Imo, Abia, and Ebonyi states on Thursday. Minimal human and vehicular movements were observed on Thursday. Many street shops, banks, and petrol stations did not open for business. Indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, yesterday warned Ndigbo not to take part in the End Bad Governance nationwide protest, saying that Nigerians who know the meaning of Emilokon should carry their cross. IPOB also told Ndigbo to be vigilant and be on guard, alleging that the federal government has perfected plans to make them targets of the ongoing attack in some parts of the country, adding that they have singled Mr. Peter Obi and some other notable Igbo sons as targets. The pro-Biafra group said it was not in support of the protest, neither did it encourage Igbo sons and daughters to be part of it. It said that it is categorically against the protest and urged Ndigbo to shun it. IPOB, in a statement by its media and publicity secretary, Emma Powerful, entitled "Nigerian Government Targets Ndigbo During the Peaceful End Bad Governance Protest in Nigeria," urged Ndigbo not to be part of the protest but to be protective of their lives and properties during the protest. I mean, even on social media, it's been everywhere. Even, at some point, Senator Shehu Sani came out to also add his voice, and he asked, why are the Southeast states not protesting? He also asked, have people observed that the Southeasterners are not protesting? In response, Enugu, some indigents in Enugu said that they have joined the protest by sitting at home. That was their statement, that they are sitting at home, and that is their own way of protesting. And to a large extent, yeah, in the southeast, there were no protests. In Imo State, a day before, in fact, on Monday in Imo State, there have been shootouts in the capital city of Imo State up until Wednesday. And ironically, on Thursday, everywhere was peaceful. There was no protest in Imo State. What do you have to say to that?
The Igbo nation have been making statements in Nigeria, and they seem not understanding it.
The Nigerian system, the Nigerian government seem not to understand.
Nigerian government, in fact, not just Nigerian government, Nigerians, other ethnic groups in Nigeria, they don't seem to understand.
Okay.
In 1966-67, Igbo nation made a statement. They picked up guns against the Igbos. In 1979, the Igbo nation made a statement during the Shagari incoming government. In 1983, every attack was on the Igbos when Buhari came to power.
As a military
ruler. You see that all the Igbo politicians were arrested and jailed. Their northern counterparts were not touched. And we were watching. As a young man, I was watching. It goes in that progress, in that manner, until now. You discover that last year, Igbo man contested for the office of the president of Nigeria and won, but was denied. Because they said Igbo should not rule. Why should Igbo not rule? Is Igbo not part of Nigeria? Now look at this group now that are talking, the indigenous people of Biafra. What is bringing about this agitation? What is bringing about creation of indigenous people of Biafra? Is it not because of marginalization? As this. The only statement that put the current president to sit was Emiloko. And me as Igbo man, I don't know the meaning of Emiloko.
But you wore your dress today and told me I'm looking like Emiloko today. Wasn't that what you
because that's how I do see him look.
Okay.
So I decided to dress like that. I am acting based on what I say. I don't know the meaning of my dressing.
Oh, interesting.
So, and why I dress like this? So that those protesters will think I am with the federal government. So law enforcement agencies will not harass me.
Interesting.
But however, let us put that aside. Look at the southeast. They say Igbo Mweze. The Igbos do not have king. They don't speak in one voice. But you see that when Owazirike came up to declare sit-at-home protest in his time, I think that should be either 2004 or 2003. 2003, 2004. It took part in all. In fact, every Igbo man shut down. Businesses shut in Southeast. And that same protest keeps on going. Yesterday I protested. I commend the Igbos for this. Yes, we said Peter Obi should come up. A man who has a template to better Nigeria, to turn Nigeria from consumption to production. They say no. We just by mere emiloko, we want to be in power, and they are in power, and we are seeing the results. Why they are complaining that they are hungry? We, the Southeasterners, are eating well. Now they say we are going to the street. The Southeasterners say we are not. I protested today because I didn't cross my gate.
Oh, so you protested by sitting at.
I have to follow my people. Look, I am a Nigerian. But before becoming a Nigerian, I knew myself as Igbo man. Before knowing myself as a Nigerian. It was when I went to school, I began to hear about Nigeria. But as I was growing up, seeing myself, I knew I was Igbo man. So when I went to school, they said I should put my hand like this. So the first time, the thing didn't reach.
To know if your hand can...
and Headmaster Anya Diego was pointing his cane on my stomach. The thing caused me a stomach ache and asked me to go home. So I now began to feel that these people that are bringing school, they are really not good with us. I cried. So, but now look at it. In the entire nation, 5 states backed out of street protest. If I'm not asking the government to recognize them, because you discover that even in this protest, the federal government and their aides have been attacking the Igbos, trying to link it to Peter Obi. Yesterday, I saw a video that was edited and put Peter Obi in it by the aid of AI as a part of the protest, moving in a crowd. I say, wow, who is this man that you are pursuing him like this? Is it not simply because he came from a tribe you hated? And despite all your hatred for them, they keep thriving. Now, he is not part of the protest, but he said that protest is a legal thing. People should be allowed to protest.
Some of the interviews that were done and feedback from people who did not engage in the protest, particularly in Lagos State and in the Southeast as well, made reference to elections, the presidential elections, and how Igbos were treated in Lagos. And they said that they voted for their choice, and in that instance, P2B. And after the presidential election was done and Tinubu was sworn in, I mean, it was clear what was playing out in Lagos State against the Igbos, the policies against the Igbos, bringing down the markets where Igbos were trying to take over, issues, basically, where the policies were not Igbo-friendly. And if you recall, during the presidential elections as well, when Igbos came out to vote, videos came out where they were asked not to vote and some were actually attacked. So now the Igbos are now saying, particularly in Lagos State, if we voted and by exercising our fundamental rights, the right to vote, we were attacked and there were policies churned out against us. You recall that the president lost out in Lagos State, a massive vote by certain persons in favor of a Labour Party. Now, and the Igbos are saying this was the reaction against us. Why should you, so you wanted this government is now here. Why should we join you in the protest? Because in the first place, we did not vote for this government. That is for people domiciled in Lagos State. That was their concern. And now, IPOBs are saying this protest is targeted. Again, what the question is, if during election, by voting for P2B in Lagos and not voting for Tinubu, this backlash happened. And you recall that even after the protest, there was a massive outrage and push. Even on social media, you could see the hate. People wanted Igbo people to leave Lagos and go back to the Southeast. And, some people were calling on Igbos in Lagos. What are people doing there? Come back. But when you look at it, this is not fostering national peace and unity. It is disintegrating the country instead of bringing us together. So granted, on one hand, the concerns around their security, if they should even engage in this protest, is one thing. But on the other hand, the entirety of Igbos cannot say that they are free from the hunger. There are some Igbo people who are hungry.
The Igbos are not saying that they are free from the hunger. But the
but
truth
you're
is
saying
this.
Compared to other ethnic groups, the number of Igbos who are hungry.
Not at all.
Okay.
But the picture I'm trying to paint here is that Igbos are used to hunger. Follow me. Igbos are used to hunger after the war, Nigerian Civil War, which was targeted against the Igbos. The Awolowo suggested to Gowon government to seize all the assets, all the monetary assets of the Igbos in the bank, and gave them only £1. £1 is equivalent to 2 naira. Then, so every Igbo millionaire you see today survived from 2 naira. Yes. Now, by that period, my parents told me how hunger dealt with them.
They ate lizards.
Oh, I ate lizard too. I ate lizard. There's this grasshopper that used to smell. I don't know its name.
The green one.
Yes, the green one. I ate it. So now we have been good at suffering hunger, and it has developed our skin that we can even thrive in the midst of hunger. So we try to show Nigerians, other ethnic groups in Nigeria, who felt that with or without Igbo people, you can't survive without Igbos in Nigeria. Now, you want to protest against this government because you are hungry. And the Igbos say, there's an adage I want to say in Igbo language. Maybe you interpret it for me. Ogoro, abogemata, mboyi. What does it mean? Hamatan is not the first cold experience a newborn is having. Hamatan is not the first cold experience. So to us, this hunger in Tinubu government is not our first experience. We are used to it. So to us, it is a normal way of life. But to you, it's like you are suffocating.
But the Igbos, there have been videos trending on social media. The Igbos, some of the Igbos, let me not generalize, have been mocking the protest.
Why wouldn't they mock the protest?
They have been mocking the protest by actually, there are videos trending where you see group of men gathered.
Put meat and the drink and beer. I said that's our way of protesting.
You saw the videos as
yes,
well.
now.
And they said that is their way of protesting. By that statement, they are not telling protesters that they are hungry.
They are mocking
they are
the
telling
protesters.
The protesters that we have food.
You wanted this government enjoy it to the full.
All right. Okay.
Now, in as much as I know that it is affecting me, and as a priest, I have crowd as my children. I have multitude as my children. When they are hungry, I am hungry. When they are feeling bad, I'm feeling bad. That is why you see me always defending the masses.
All right.
Not professionally, but defending the masses as a raw native man of the masses.
Okay.
I chose my words. I refuse to sound professional when I appear on the screen. But I sound raw, the way a market woman will sound. So the way the people are now saying, and look at it again, if the Igbos should come out to protest, you will be amazed that the government will mobilize, if I may use the word, I don't like using this word hoodlum because I don't really know who actually is a hoodlum today. They will mobilize some people against the protest and cause mayhem and shoot at the people and kill the Igbos. Right. So the Igbos now knowing these things say, okay, we are not strong enough. We are like millipede. You have stepped on us. We'll coil ourselves to a corner. You that step on us will begin to scrub your feet against the shrubs. So for me, Igbos should be commended for this. And let other ethnic groups learn from them. And in the next election, let the needful be done.
All right. Amnesty International Nigeria has criticized the president of the Nigerian Senate, Godswill Akpabio, over his insensitive and reckless comments against Nigerians. Akpabio on Tuesday mocked Nigerians planning to participate in the nationwide protest against economic hardship in the country, saying that he and other members of the National Assembly would be eaten while Nigerians protest. Akpabio stated this at the Niger Delta Ethnic Nationalities Youth and Women Group Sensitization Conference in Port Harcourt, Rivers State. Akpabio said, Those who want to protest can protest, but let us be here eating. In reaction to Akpabio's statement, the Rise Group said in a statement posted on X on Thursday, it said, Amnesty International strongly condemns the insensitive and reckless comments attributed to the President of Senate, Godswill Obot Akpabio, regarding plans of some Nigerians to peacefully protest current economic hardship. Taunting people seeking accountability is unacceptable. Millions of Nigerians are currently on the brink of starvation because of corruption and mismanagement, and mocking them is a stain on the exalted office held by Akpabio. Harmful and irresponsible rhetorics from government officials at this difficult time must end, it added. Nze, what is your statement? What is your reaction, to this statement? First of all, the statement of Akpabio.
Last week.
And then Amnesty International.
Last week in this studio, you were really, if I say you were bullying me for saying that Akpabio is corrupt.
Well, did you say I did not bully you?
But however,
I told you, if you say Akpabio is corrupt, you want us to go back to that conversation. If you accuse Akpabio of corruption, can you substantiate that?
And okay, let me not go into trying to substantiate it. Let his statement substantiate my claim or my allegation against him. Now look at it. I remember that I ended by saying that the National Assembly, ably led by Godswill Obot Akpabio. Ably led.
All right.
Ably led by Godswill Obot Akpabio has been subjected to a drama stage. I made that statement last week. Now look at it. A sitting Senate president, number 3 man in the country, is talking to over 200 million Nigerians who are complaining, Oga, your government, your leadership is harmful, is paining us. Please change your policies. It is hard on us. The National Assembly that constituted by the representatives of the people who supposed to have a direct link with the grassroots came up to say, let them do their protest while we are here eating, which means what you are doing, there is what Igbo people used to say. I like using that, my name is Nze Onze, so there is no English name in my English word in my name. Right. So when I put Igbo adage, you just know that I'm an elder of Igbo extraction.
As long as you interpret it, which you've been
Yes, I will do that. I do that. I'm a good man to do that. Yeah. What the statement of Akpabio simply means, it simply means an animal in the bush that is being shot by the hunter. And the animal turns and look at the hunter and continue grazing. It is a big sign to the hunter that this animal is extraordinary. Oga, you better shift back. That is what Akpabio is trying to tell us. That while we are hungry and crying and protesting, trying to make him feel our pain, he said that they don't give a damn. That they will continue eating our collective wealth. They will keep eating it while we keep protesting. Now look at, Amnesty has picked him up to condemn his statement. I, Reverend Captain Nze Onze, condemn his statement. And I want every Nigerian, every right-thinking Nigerian to condemn that statement. No matter what he meant, whether he's trying to use a figure of speech or whatsoever, for the fact that he was able to voice it like this in a public domain, it is condemnable. And for this reason, I demand that Akpabio resign.
Aisha Yusufu called for his impeachment, but the question is,
who will impeach him now?
That's the question. You are calling for his resignation.
Let him tender a resignation and apologize.
How many public office holders in Nigeria have you seen
failing our Nigerian public office holders failing to effect their own resignation based on poor performance shows how, if I may say, low level thinking the people will put in office. Yes, we have most. I'm in public, otherwise I would have used the language I want to use now. But the truth is that most of the people we send up there, here in last year, I stood against Akpabio's candidacy for Senate president strongly. I like Akpabio when he was a governor, But I disliked him when he became a minister of Niger Delta. I also dislike him as a Senate president. But he tried a little as a governor. And you record at that time he was saying that we shouldn't judge him based on the office he held in the past, that which is the office of minister of Niger Delta, that we should judge him based on his performance as a governor. You can imagine that. Maybe he got corrupted when he became APC. But when he was in PDP, he has still had the fear of God more. And that was why he was able to give birth to a man who had the fear of God. That's Udom Emmanuel. And Udom Emmanuel also gave birth to another man who has fear of God, Pastor Eno. Perhaps Pastor Eno may give birth to a primate who will be a governor in Akwa Ibom State. And you see how well that state is moving. But look at it. Immediately he joined APC, according to Oshomole in APC, that if you join APC, your sins are forgiven. Now you see that the orchestrators of sins are the ones forgiving the sin. When the devil forgives you your sin, I don't know what you are expected to do.
All right.
So he entered there and became corrupt as a minister, and now as a Senate president, we cannot tell whether the Senate is going left or right. As far as I'm concerned, and as far as over 2 million Nigerians are concerned, we don't know where Senate is going to. So if Sarah Jubrin is calling for his impeachment, I am calling for his Aisha Yusuf, not Sarah, sorry. Aisha Yusuf.
If you say you don't know where the Senate is heading to, aren't you contradicting yourself? Because when you started your analysis on Ababio's statement, you said the Senate is heavily led. Now, can you define heavily led? Or
good.
Is that a sarcastic statement?
Now you are coming. Heavily led. We have strong men in crime.
Okay.
And we have strong men in goodwill. So when I said that he is heading the Senate so ably, so powerfully, he's heading the Senate in corruption. He's heading. Okay, look at the speed by which they signed the minimum wage over. How many days did they read first and second? I mean, second and third reading in one day, and they pass it in that same day.
I thought you'd be talking about the national anthem and not the minimum.
No, I started with minimum wage because to me, minimum wage also is a crime. I condemn George Ajero for accepting that nonsense. Because to me, minimum wage is a nonsense. And you recall that last week when Sowore was opting for increment of minimum wage to 250. I say I'm not in that. I disagree with that totally. Because I don't know how much you pay as minimum wage that will survive this country. You give somebody 70,000. What will you use 70,000 to do? Only yesterday, how much did I spend in my house? Okay, if I am a civil servant and they are paying me 70,000, how many days will it take me to exhaust 70,000? And the Judge accepted it, and I blame Judge that he's an Igbo man and sitting as the helm of affairs of an LLC, and these things are happening. When everything finishes and his turn of finishing he come out, we'll tell him what they used to mold him.
All right.
Yes, and look at the national anthem. You see how speedily they passed it. All the things that concern them, they handle it. Which of other bills that concern the Nigerian masses that they have given such speedy passage? So when I said that he's ably leading his people, all of them, to me, greater part of them, not all of them anyway, but majority of them are not good.
All right.
They are not helping us at all.
All right. Let's look at the 15 points demands of the protesters. Human rights activist Omoyele Sowore has listed 15 critical demands from Nigerians as part of the upcoming days of rage protest. The protest tagged End Bad Governance in Nigeria aims to address the country's governance challenges. According to Sowore, a former presidential candidate of the African Action Congress, the demands were compiled from inputs received from Nigerians participating in the End Bad Governance protest. The demands are directed at President Bola Tinubu's administration and are considered non-negotiable by the protesters. The days of rage protests scheduled for August 2024 have been preceded by the demands published by Sowore on his X account. The 15 demands from Nigerians include a call for President Tinubu administration to 1. Scrap the 1999 Constitution and replace it with a people-made Constitution for the Federal Republic of Nigeria through a sovereign national conference immediately followed by a national referendum. 2. Thus, the Senate arm of the Nigerian legislative system keep the House of Representatives and make lawmaking a part-time endeavor. 3. Pay Nigerian workers a minimum wage of nothing less than 250,000 naira monthly. 4. Invest heavily in education and give Nigerian students grants and not loans. Aggressively pursue free and compulsory education for children across Nigeria. 5. Release Mazin Nnamdi Kanu unconditionally and demilitarize the Southeast. All EndSARS and political detainees must be released and also compensated. 6. Renationalize publicly owned enterprises sold to government officials and cronies. 7. Which we'll be discussing this morning. Reinstate a corruption-free subsidy regime to reduce hunger, starvation, and multidimensional poverty. Nze, what is your take on this demand, the 7th demand? Reinstate a corruption-free subsidy regime to reduce hunger.
Are we going to deal with the number 7 or to deal it from 1 to 7?
We've dealt with all of that.
Okay.
We are now at number 7.
7.
Yes, we
Good.
deal with one every day.
Good. That number 7, you recall that I made statement on this last week.
When you were talking about, you were the one that analyzed paying Nigerian workers a minimum wage of less than 250,000.
Yes.
That was when you brought in the
yes.
subsidy.
So, to me, it is a simple thing. When Jonathan came up to say, no, we want to remove some, not all, remove some subsidy and generate more money to the government, Tinubu said no and called Nigerian youth to occupy Nigeria. And in case if he's not aware, thank God technology has helped us that everything he said then were all intact. And you see it playing over and over now in social media. So all his statements were captured. Now, he came up without thinking whatsoever he had in mind. He said subsidy is gone. Even when the Buhari administration had kept subsidy to an extent, to some months, he had, from that month of June, he removed subsidy and Nigerians began to suffer. Now, whose money is being used to pay subsidy? Nigeria. Whose fuel are they subsidizing? Nigeria. Who drills the oil? Nigeria. Who should refine the oil? I don't know. Because presently, the oil that is being drilled in Nigeria is not being refined in Nigeria. So there is a high level of corruption somewhere, which Tinubu himself knows, and his cronies. They refuse our own refineries here in Nigeria to work. They will drill the oil here, move it away to another person's country, refine it in that place, collect the ones they want to bring back to us, and sell to us, and claim that they are paying subsidy for it. Look at it. It is simple. To me, I demand that Nigerian government under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu should return subsidy to its fullest, starting with. Secondly, make all the refineries in Nigeria to work. All the refineries, Port Harcourt refinery, Warri refinery, Kaduna refinery, and Dangote refinery. And also give license to other wealthy Nigerians who want to establish a refinery. And supply them with crude.
People would say, going by the reality on ground, this could happen in an idealistic society or government. But let's look at the reality, shall we? Now, for years now, people have been crying about the moribund refinery. If you recall, when the government was even talking about removal of fuel subsidy, one of the promises that was made was to
revamp all these refineries. Good.
So far, that has not been done. And then one man invests heavily in building a refinery with trusting that the oil is in his backyard.
Yeah.
And now, one of the reasons why the cost of fuel is so high is because Nigeria imports fuel at dollar rates.
Okay.
And then when we even look critically into the importing fuel at dollar rates, the question will be, is the subsidy actually removed in truth?
Okay.
Because if it's removed in truth and dollar is over 8,500,
okay,
how come we are buying fuel for 850 naira? Say, but then that's conversation for another day. Now let's look at, you know, what could be the problem if Dangote has a refinery that is up and running. You recall Dangote had imported crude to refine, right?
From another continent.
From another continent. And now he's saying, I need crude. I need Nigeria to sell crude to me so that I can refine and sell at a cheaper rate. Isn't that a move to help the government, as it were, to even cushion the effect of the fuel subsidy? And he's meeting logjam. And the government is not helping until she started screaming out.
Yeah.
And revelations were now being made.
Okay.
About a field in Malta.
Okay.
About smuggling of the crude.
Okay.
About cabals and powers that be. Now, when you look at all this expose being done by Dangote, one would wonder, the fact that our refineries are moribund, is it not a deliberate move by the powers that be to ensure that these refineries do not work? Because it appears that a certain set of people are getting fat at the detriment of the collective Nigerians. So can you look at it from that perspective and analyze what exactly is going on in this country?
There are things we wouldn't want to say in public, which to an extent have really been made public, but when you begin to talk about it, you may need to unveil more things you wouldn't like to delve into. But look at it. When I said that they should return subsidy completely and make us buy a liter of fuel for 50 naira.
The people who are feeding off the subsidy, do you
I'm coming there. I don't care about them.
All right.
I'm coming there. But I'm saying let subsidy be returned in full and let Nigerians buy fuel for 50 naira per liter. Look, 1 liter of fuel is a cup of water. And this fuel we are talking about is something you fetch from your backyard. Come to the front house where the refinery is, pour it in there, refine it, and sell it to people who are around. But look at it. You just talked about the cabals that are feeding fat from this. My question is, what will they do with all this wealth they are amassing? Is it not just to have on top and their children? Most of the children they are breeding are becoming idiots and non-entities and riffraffs. A hard time produces strong men. Strong men produce better society, better time. And better time produce idiots, weak men. And these people that are feeding at the not, can you be able to manage my wealth after I am gone? Now, they don't care. They just rejoice in the revelation about what is happening in Malta. It's called Biopip. Look at how they are now owning most of our wells and flow stations. Now, these cabals will collect this our fuel, take it away to their own refinery that they refuse to build in Nigeria, and refine it there and tell us that they are bringing it back. Now, Malta is a small country.
As imported.
They will now bring it back to us, and they are telling the marketers, we are saying that fuel is about 1,300 naira as landing costs. So who is now subsidizing it for us to buy at 850? That they are just playing with us, telling that Nigerians as if Nigerians don't have head. And I begin to wonder, where are our technocrats? Where are our, if I may call them, wise men of Nigeria? Where are they? Let them come out to talk. So you see that the corruption and rot that is in NNPC, which I kept pointing at Mele Kyari. Mele Kyari has not done us good. And I don't know the synergy he has. I don't know the romance. I don't know the fraternity he has with the Tinubu government that made Tinubu government to still leave him there.
Because
and he's playing along.
The question will be in the face of this anger, this protest, this pressure from Nigerian masses. some of these persons should have been asked by the government to step down.
Yes.
They should have fired some persons.
Yes.
The president, one would want. Why can't the president on a national broadcast address Nigerians?
What will he say to Nigerians?
Why can't he address Nigerians? Why can't he speak to the agitations and the concerns of Nigerians? When you look at the president's silence, and then you look at the statement by the Senate president, who is very close to the president, coming out to say, you'll be protesting while we are eating, one would wonder at the true body language of the federal government. Why can't the president address the country?
The question is, what will president say to Nigerians that he has not said before? Secondly, what was his intention?
Even if he's repeating himself.
No, I'm coming. What was his intention for coming to power? You know that this protest, he never envisaged it. The time they expected protest was when they robbed P2B of his mandate. And P2B was a man that said, no, don't protest, don't protest. I with the governorship candidate of Labour Party here in Rivers State to make sure that we stop protest because people actually wanted to take to the street. I stopped it strongly. The governorship candidate, Beatrice Itubo, in fact, that woman is a man in disguise. She fought gallantly. She met with people, attending meeting from place to place. I was attending meeting. In fact, from Uniport, I had to move into the press and say, no, you don't do it. Please take the word of our principal, P2B. If you said you work for Labour Party, please take his words. And we stopped this process. So they felt that Nigerians are incapable of. Now the thing is coming. So you see that they also spent billions to see that this protest, to the extent of going to places to hire and bring them to the street and give them placard and say campaign against protest against protest. And at the end, to show you how unscrupulous these men are, they brought these women back and refused to pay them their greed money. That the women now began to seek for their money. Say, pay us. We protested on credit against the protest.
How do you protest on credit?
Yes, they did. They protested on credit. Now they are demanding their pay. And look at yesterday or day before yesterday. You see the one that is trending. The young man that was paid to come and protest against her. And when he was when you people, when I say you people, the media threw a question to him, he fell off balance. And you saw how other people who asked you to talk, why should you talk? You have spoiled show for us. And by God's grace, it has been captured on camera and the thing went viral. So you now begin to see that the president, who is silent, has worked everything possible to silence the protest. And all the people that are now talking are the likes of Betoku, the likes of Nwike, and all that. They are the ones now that are talking to Nigeria and still threatening fire and brimstone.
All right. Thank you so much, Nze, for coming.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you. These people, Nigerians will not rest. And let me say this finally.
In less than a minute.
Yes.
All right.
If the government refused to listen to the people, this protest will just be an appetizer to what will happen next.
All right. And this is where we wrap it up on this episode of Open Conversation. We are open for adverts, placements, bookings, and commercials. You can connect with us on all our ATN socials, Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network, Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1, Twitter, Atlantic TV Net. Watch us live on our website, www.atlanticnetwork.tv. Do not forget, peace and unity are the pathways to progress. Thank you for watching. I am Ogu Laurentia Choma. Comes up next. Do not go away.
Representing people. Mr. President, my people are under siege.
I will place economic stability and confidence.
To condemn this act